There's a lot of different viewpoints on what skills of the future need to look like, how a student looks at it, because we're essentially looking at this dark future ahead of us going, is automation or globalization going to take away the potential for us?
I think there's a real debate around here about what we mean by highly skilled. Because I think when you say highly skilled, most people straight away think you mean doctor, engineer, traditional lawyer. But it's the skills which are changing. It's soft skills which are much disparaged, and yet everyone knows how important they are. Sort of empathic relationships with people, ability to listen, ability to lead. Those are more likely to be the skills that are needed in the future. And actually, universities are uniquely good in almost any form. There is, I think, something undeniable about being in a rich, complex, intellectual environment where you meet diverse people confronted with different languages, which just develops you in a way you can't otherwise be developed.
We don't actually know what's happening, or so to sort of say now, okay, I've got to learn this specific skill because I might not be automated in 20 years time, I think is crazy. I think the thing is you've got to just be adaptable these days. You've got to have multiple skills. You've got to embrace change, enjoy change. I mean, I find the whole thing really exciting that you can collaborate with machines, but I think, you know, you might pick a thing that actually they find a way to automate.
You never know when you're going to find a new passion. So the ability to, to transfer skills and to move into that area.
It's quite hard at any stage in your life to know what your passions are, and sometimes it emerges and sometimes it becomes clear to you. But just don't spend all your time waiting for your passion to emerge. The most important thing when you're young is to learn. A high proportion of our students are not going to join a large corporation. They're going to start their own business. And guess who they're going to start it with? They're going to start it with the people who they worked with on the project teams, who they actually could bear to work with. And so what we've created there is just an incredible opportunity, just as you've got here, of meeting people that you'd be then prepared to work with. Again, what other institutional form could provide that opportunity for you?
It really should be that the best creative minds should be getting the best job. That's why I started a network, to really break down those barriers. The other huge problem is if it is all word of mouth driven, all you're going to get is an homogenous workforce. And when you get no diversity in thinking in the creative industries and everyone's thinking the same, the creative output is rubbish.
Definitely networks exist. There's cultural capital, there's social capital, there's very, very subtle and deep ways of communicating which come up through various cultural and social and class backgrounds.
Actually, technology has given us the opportunity. You guys have the opportunity to be the next Uber. Technology gives you the opportunity to work from home, to work wherever you want to be. But it also is giving us the opportunity to, come out of university, not go and take that really high-paid job, but innovate using your passion that may create something like, any of these startups that we're seeing doing, amazingly well at the minute.
Is a kind of the tasks that make up individual jobs maybe change more by technology. So there will still be things called teachers in 30 years' time, but they will do different things. And you're starting to see this already. Some of the best schools in the world are using technology to essentially refashion the role of the teacher. You are seeing, for example, technology being used for children to practice the rote tasks, whereas the teacher is helping in those really tough cognitive activation bits. So I think you're already seeing in the best schools in the world how technology will change jobs a little bit.
The young generation, their consumption possibility frontier in terms of like what they can do, has vastly expanded. We could be heading for a world where there is just, less work in general, but that's actually a positive thing because people are, consuming a lot of leisure time and not just sort of sitting around, but furthering themselves in other ways.
We're finding that like people are just looking for great talent and people, and that whole I have a degree is less important. I think what's more important is someone who's learning and educating, and that doesn't necessarily have to happen in the traditional university ecosystem. It's all about continuous learning.
That kind of idea that you just chuck it all in and somehow you're going to, a great 1,000 entrepreneurs will bloom, just seems to me nuts, really. So, I mean, I much go along with what Andrew was saying, that it's a slow process, it's never black and white, there's all sorts of shades of grey here, but it's about gradual development, which gives you all the sorts of attributes and soft skills and things which we want. And so, to use a phrase from the student debate, it's evolution, not revolution.